Right now we're at the booth of Panoro Minerals, and the gentleman standing beside me is the CEO of the company, Luquman Shaheen. So welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you, Gilbert, very much.
Yes, well, I'd just like to share with us, if you can, initially, just a quick overview about what Panoro Minerals do.
We're a copper exploration company, and we're focused on Peru. We have two assets that we've been developing for the last 10 years now. Our main asset is the one that's shown behind us, is a Cotabambas copper project with some good gold and silver component as well. At Cotabambas, we have a preliminary economic assessment completed. We've completed some 80,000 meters of drilling. We have increased the resource by a factor of 10 over the last number of years. And now we're drilling in March a new area where we expect to add more high-grade mineralization to the resource. Our second project is Antilla. Last year we completed the economic assessment on the project, showing a very strong heap leach project. And now we're looking to move that project into feasibility studies.
So maybe you can talk a bit more about the PEA of the Cotabambas. So you did the PEA a few years ago, and then you did some drilling and progress. And so what you want to further do for your exploration work in order to improve the economics of this project?
Right. The PEA includes a mine plan of approximately 500 million tons. There's 720 million tons of resource. And the PEA showed an 80,000 ton per day mine would cost about $1.5 billion to build, would have a payback of about 3.6 years, and generate an internal rate of return of some almost 17%. What our objectives there are is to identify or drill the areas where we have the potential for more high-grade mineralization, and add that to the mine plan to add more high grade in the early part of the mine life. That's one of the objectives. A second objective is to drill more of the oxide mineralization that's in the current mine plan, but treat it as waste. And drill enough of that oxide so that we can add a heap leach component to the project. The third objective is to complete additional metallurgical testing to increase the recoveries of copper and silver from the transition zone material. And the fourth objective is to drill the skarn mineralization, the high-grade mineralization that we've recently mapped and sampled. Those four areas combined, we feel will, as a minimum, double the NPV of the project and increase the internal rate of return by more than 10%. Add more than 10%, so take the internal rate of return to something more than 25%. And as a minimum, double the NPV, increase the internal rate of return. Now, depending on the number of tons that we're able to identify within the skarn, we could change the scale of the project by justifying a higher throughput or a much longer mine life. So the skarn area has the potential to change the scale. So that, in summary, is what we're trying to do, is do more metallurgy to double the value of the project and then show that it might double again.
Okay, so let's talk about your second project, Antilla. So what's the growth potential of that project?
The Antilla project has a 400 million ton resource. The PEA includes 120 million tons of that resource. The growth objectives at Antilla can be divided into three different areas. One area is that after the PEA, additional metallurgical testing showed that the recoveries might be higher. With those higher recoveries, there's another 50 million tons that can be added to the mine plan. So that's one area of growth, is inclusion of those additional 50 million tons. But the inclusion of those 50 million tons opens up another growth alternative at Antilla, which is to increase the throughput or the mining rate from 20,000 tons a day to 35,000 tons a day. The third area of growth is I mentioned that only 120 million of the 400 million tons is in the mine plan. The 280 million tons that's not in the mine plan is chalcopyrite, primary mineralization. So there's a future concentrator expansion potential at Antia. So those are the three areas of potential growth for Antia.
So sure. So I believe you also have a joint venture partner in the Japanese company. Can you explain a bit more how this can be beneficial to Panoro?
We have a large portfolio of projects. We've talked about Antia and Cotabambas that we have been focusing our shareholders' money into those two projects. But we have a large number of other projects. And late last year, we signed a joint venture agreement with JOGMEC, the Japanese oil and gas mineral exploration company, where they will invest some $5 million plus into a third project, the Humamantata copper project, located again in the south of Peru, nearby Hudbay Minerals Constancia mine. So we have a first phase of 20 to 36 months of exploration, funded by JOGMEC, managed by Panoro, to hopefully identify another new copper exploration target. On top of Humamantata, also last year we sold our Cusiorco project to Hudbay. That project is located again nearby the Constancia mine, and Hudbay is now managing the exploration at that asset. We have some cash coming in from Hudbay on that transaction, plus we have a 2% royalty on Cusiorco. So in addition to our Cotabambas and Antia projects where we've invested our shareholders' money, we now have partners investing their money into two other projects.
In summary, I'd like you to share with us why is it a good time to invest into copper exploration and why they should consider investing into Panoro.
Copper is a key commodity, key to industrial expansion, key to economic growth, and all of the indicators are that there is a shortage of copper coming. So the demand side for copper looks good. The last 6-8 months, because of the trade rhetoric, there's been uncertainty in the copper demand, but now as that rhetoric is flattening, the reality is coming clearer that there's a shortage of copper. So why copper? Because there's a lack of supply. Why now? Because the demand issues are being mitigated. Why Panoro? Because we're located in Peru. Peru has shown that you can build new copper mines in Peru. And that's why it's a good time, and that's why it's a good time for Panoro.
Thank you for your time today, Luke. Thank you.
Thank you. Gilbert?
Yes.
Thank you for watching this video. Please scan the QR code to log on NAI500 website and follow us on social media to get regular updates on the Chinese language North American market news, CEO interviews, trends, and investment opportunities. Click subscribe to our channel to watch more interviews and presentations.